Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, well, okay. And the plot thickens. Boy, I tell you. Well, I won't bore you guys with that. Not until I had a chance to check it out. Okay, sorry about that. You know, this is what I get for. All right, let me get off of this social media because if it ain't one thing, it's another. Okay, now where was I at? Let me see who was here first. Connie Bowmer, thank you so much for being here first. Emerald Derek, thank you so much for being here. Oh, I'm sorry. Emerald Derek, you're here first. I'm sorry about that. Connie Palmer is second. Thank you so much. Hello, Novi D, Lavender, Adrian Burrow, Pinky H, Bonzola Adams, Joan Garcia, Judy Matasid, Fancy Fancy, Lola Love, Sonia Johnson. Hi, Helen. Um, I have to say it like Louise Jefferson. Oh, hi, Helen. Hello, Maggie. Thank you for being here. Let's see, Shirley Holland. Okay. And Gwendolyn Daniels. All right. Vinny Blair. Am I repeating myself yet? All right, let's get on with it. So I did make a video earlier from the article from Breonna Taylor. Do check it out when you get the opportunity. It's very good. Okay. Prince Harry's 40th birthday plans. You know, they are so preoccupied. And when I say they, I do mean the the tabloids. They are so preoccupied with Harry's birthday plans. And then if that's not enough, they have this thing where I don't know where they got it from, but it was said that Harry is going to have a nice intimate gathering at the stately, palatial, opulent, picturesque, virtually a seaside resort of a home, um, the Sussex Manor or the palatial Sussex Manor. They're going to have a party there. And then Harry's going to do some traveling. I have some ideas about what that means, but I'm going to keep it to myself because after the fact, I'll say, oh, that's what I thought. If it's correct. If not, I'll just say, okay, I was wrong about that. But I have a feeling that is not what the tabloids are trying to say it is. So, but I don't want to help anybody. So when we have these little ideas, it's best that we keep them to ourselves. We don't have to share it with everyone because we don't want to give the derangers any more help than they've already gotten from the tabloids. And the tabloids do feed a lot of the negativity to the derangers, and of course, vice versa. The derangers, they in some ways help to guide some of the articles that come out because, as we have suspected for quite some time, it appears as though there are quite a few of um, the tabloid journalists, or if you will, the Royal Rota, that are in constant contact with those derangers and the people, of course, with the hate accounts. And we just don't want to be of any assistance to them. Uh huh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, what it is I see that one of the sources of hate just spontaneously has decided um to go with another angle about what they suspect is happening in Montecito. But the truth is, they don't know. Look at how much the Sussexes have been able to maneuver. They have planned not one, but two tours in foreign countries. And despite how many people are actively involved in those tours, they know absolutely nothing about it until the 11th hour. And then there's this rush to try to get people in place to try to figure out how to get an angle on the story. And at every step, they are the ones that are isolated and pretty much left in the dark. And of course, the local media, they're the ones that have the advantage. And of course, whoever the Sussexes invite along. So if they don't have any clue about all of these big plans that the Sussexes have, what are the chances that they have any clue about what happens in their household with their foundation or with their production company? They don't have a clue because in Montecito, there are no leaks. But yet, like a poor marksman, they just keep missing the target. They keep missing the target. They are absolutely clueless. Okay. Yes, isn't it though? We're going to talk about that some more later. Thank you, Andrea. We are going to talk about that some more. Yeah, thank you so much. Y'all keep praying for our Sussexes because the more successful they are, the more triggered that so many of the enemies are have become. And when that's concerned, they need the Sussex squad more than ever. Okay, so Madame Tussauds actually put Prince Harry and Meghan's wax figures in the Duke of Sussex pub for Harry's 40th. The barman was serving pints to Harry's waxwork for a photo op. And here is exactly what they're talking about. Um, yes, Harry and Meghan are actually at the Duke of Sussex pub. In case you don't know it, there is a long tradition in the UK of naming the pubs these weird names like Elephant and Castle and stuff like that, and also naming them for members of the royal family. So, not unusual. There's also a pub, I believe, in Windsor named Prince Harry. But anyway, this particular pub is called the Duke of Sussex. So that's pretty cool. You can go in and take a photo. Now, at the Madame Tussauds in London, I do believe they actually separated the Sussexes away from the rest of the clan. Did I say clan? That was a Freudian slip. I mean the rest of the firm. Yeah, that's it, the firm, not the clan. Um, or is it the firm that acts like the anyway, they're separated from the rest of them. And I tell you, having lived through part of the civil rights movement, it has not been lost on me the fact that Harry and Meghan are separate but equal. Yeah, I don't like that, but that just doesn't sound right. But that, I guess that's what they meant to do, separate but equal. So there you go. Sad news: Michaela Mabenti DePrince, um, ballerina. It seems that, but I don't know anything about this young lady. But I'm looking at her age, and it makes me feel very sad that she's no longer with us. Um, Not knowing the whole story, from what I hear, she may have passed away because of self harm. Um, I don't know, but it seems as though that's one of the things that I've heard. So I uh, I really feel awful that someone that young is gone in the first place, and I could imagine what her family must be going through. But right here it says, far too brief, ballerina Michaela DePrince, who danced for Beyonce, dies at age 29. DePrince started her life at an orphanage in Sierra Leone after being adopted by a New Jersey family. She began to take dance classes and went on to the prestigious Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School. DePrince, a shining star in the ballet world who once danced in a Beyonce video, has died too soon at age 29. DePrince's family confirmed the news of her passing on social media, writing in a Friday post they were making the announcement with profound sadness. DePrince's death was sudden, but other details surrounding the circumstances of her death were not immediately available, according to the Post. The family thanks you for their privacy at this as they navigate this very difficult time. Services will be private, according to the Post. Decades before DePrince became the world-renowned ballerina, she was living at an orphanage in Sierra Leone, hoping to be adopted, according to reporting by Glamour, and she was. She was raised by the DePrince family in New Jersey, where she began to take dance classes. DePrince competed, that is, by age 14, won a prestigious scholarship, that is, to the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School in New York City, a professional ballet training program at the American Ballet Theater. Glamour reported DePrince starred in First Position, a 2011 documentary following six young dancers. She also released two books about her life: Taking Flight from War Orphan, to Star Ballerina, and Ballerina Dreams. Um, yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. So I'm going to have to definitely check out her story because I am intrigued, of course. Oh, beautiful young lady. Okay, so that was what I learned earlier, is that this sad news took place. Let's see. Joan Garcia says, Baron, 7 days plus. I can't comment again yet. I plus follow Virgo here, Doria, since today is my birthday. Oh, today is your birthday. Happy birthday. And thank you so much for letting us know that. Thanks for the super chat and the membership. I added you to the preferred viewers list, but I do not understand why you're not able to comment. I know that you were able to comment before I started, but I don't know of anything else I could do about that. But there is a preferred list, which is what we use when people, for whatever mysterious reason, are unable to comment. But aside from that, I don't know that there's anything else that I can do. But hopefully, the situation will resolve itself sooner rather than later. And again, apologies. And of course, uh, happy birthday to you, fellow Virgos, Harry, Beyonce, Doria. Wow. A lot of Virgos. Very cool. Um, I'm gonna have to look and see. And your birthday is today. You did not mention another famous birthday, which I'm gonna mention very soon. But let me take a look here. Famous people born on September 13th. Who do we have? September 13th birthdays. Wow, okay. Stella McCartney, fashion designer. Nick Andrew. I don't know who these other people are. Let me see. Gosh, there's a lot of people I don't recognize, but they're famous. They are famous. Oh, Chris Hansen, the journalist. I know him. Um, wow. Okay, there's a lot of famous people, but I guess I'm showing my age because I don't recognize most of these people. But again, happy birthday. However, let me see here. Okay, there is a famous birthday coming up, but I don't want to say who. I'm going to find it though. I had it all planned out anyway. So, okay, again, happy birthday. Many happy returns of the day. Okay. Um, oh, yeah. Harry and Meghan, Harry and Meghan have their favorite children's books. Did you guys know that? They have their favorite children's books. And let me show you the titles. There you go. Those are the titles. At the opening weekend festival of Godmothers, a new bookstore in Summerlin, California, near the Montecito home of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, spoke about how important books. Oh, that's interesting. They didn't mention Harry. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, spoke about how important books have been to her. One more time. She thanked the store founder Jennifer Rudolph, Walsh, and Victoria Jackson for not just creating the space, but for holding the space for so many people to feel seen through the pages. She called out one area of the two-story shop in particular, pointing people upstairs to the children's section because, my gosh, does it begin young? She said to the crowd of around 100 to feel seen and to know that you're not alone and that your story is reflected in someone else's. Godmothers has devoted half of its spacious second floor to a thoughtfully curated children's section with offerings ranging from board books for the little readers to parenting guides for grown-ups. The space features a floor-to-ceiling chalkboard, baskets of plush mon ami stuffed animals, and small tables with colorful chairs inviting guests to sit and spend time there. After a pair of panels at Godmother's on Sunday, one of with the founder and another with Oprah Winfrey, the best-selling author Shaka Senghor, I hope I'm saying that name right, and the Duchess made a beeline for the door, racing home to make dinner for the two kids she has with Prince Harry, 5-year-old Archie, and 3-year-old Lily. The family loves to read together too. Below are some books Meghan mentioned they have chosen recently. So right there, you can see the books that Meghan has chosen recently. Um, oh, you said, oh, I see that. What is that? No, I'm born September 14th. Okay, so it's tomorrow for you, but it's still the 13th for me for another 20 minutes. Got it. Thanks for letting me know. All right, so now I got to do it over again and find those birthdays from the 14th. But I'll do that in a minute. So there are the books that are listed right there. Check it out. Stella Luna, Bear Snores On, Angelina Ballerina, Rosie Revere Engineer. Now, that title I've seen before. The Rabbit Listened, Circus Ship, and All the World. How cool. How cute. So, go ahead and do a screenshot of that if you like. I would say I would post it later, but I'll probably forget. But go ahead and do a screenshot of that if you like, because if you have some little ones and you want to share perhaps some books with the little ones as a way to connect to our Duchess, this is a great way to do it. Is I guess to maybe buy one or two or perhaps all seven of those titles. One of the ways that I want to connect with the Duchess of Sussex, I really cannot afford to. But if I win the lottery, I am going to buy myself, wait for it. If I win the lottery, I'm going to buy myself a Cartier tank watch for men, of course. But I'm going to buy myself a Cartier tank watch. That way I can feel connected to the Duchess of Sussex, of which, of course, I would probably get the silver or stainless steel or whatever because that's the one she purchased when she first made some real money. So either that or perhaps I'll just get like a tote bag or whatever. But well, that's my if I win the lottery. I have a whole list of if I win the lotteries, and one of which is my Cartier tank watch. So that's my little dream I'm sharing with you guys for tonight. Okay, birthdays for the 14th. Good Lord, how old am I that I don't recognize any of these people? I don't recognize any of them. Oh, wait. Nope. Don't recognize him. How old am I? Oh, okay. Amy Winehouse. I recognize her. But that's it. None of these people, I mean to tell you, and this is the 14th of September, none of these people I recognize. Not now one. Not a single one. Oh, Sam Neill, the actor Sam Neill. I recognize him. So Sam Neill and Amy Winehouse. Huh. Wow. You know what happened on the 14th of September? In 1985, the 14th of September, the Golden Girls premiered. Yes, the Golden Girls premiered. Well, that's a holiday worth. I mean, well, not a holiday, but that's something worth thinking about. I love the Golden Girls. So yeah, it is the anniversary of the Golden Girls premiere. Huh. And a few other TV shows, but none that I can say that I'm really that interested in, but love the Golden Girls. All right. Well, again, happy birthday. Okay. So, oh, that's what I was just sharing with you right there. And check it out. Happy birthday, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, who is a media mogul. And remember that movie 688 is coming out really soon. Today is Tyler Perry's birthday. I applaud that too. Tyler Perry, who is most famous for being very generous and hardworking, and of course, a movie maker. He had those great plays, the Medea plays and such. But the thing that endears me to Tyler Perry the most is, of course, being the godfather to Lilibet Diana. Yes, Lilibet Diana's godfather. And also, check it out. there is a an exit that says Tyler Perry Studios. How cool is that? That there is an exit ramp with his name on it. He has his name on an exit ramp. You know you have arrived when you have something like that on a highway exit, right? That is too cool. That is too cool. I believe Tyler Perry's studio was an abandoned military base, which he converted into. And to show you how intelligent he is, how brilliant he is, do you guys know that in the filmmaking industry, Georgia is considered the Hollywood of the East? They have totally branded the idea of filmmaking in Georgia, where they can escape the hustle and bustle and the high prices of LA. You know how a lot of movie and filmmakers and such were going to Canada? Like, I'll give you an example. How about Suits? Well, Tyler Perry even has a mock up of the White House and the Oval Office, which is very wise because you know what? There's a lot of filmmakers and such that feature the Oval Office in various movies. It's always something of interest. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant on his part. Um, of course, at some point, AI and all of the CIG and stuff like that is going to be increasingly used. But for the sake of authenticity, there will still be a great need for physical properties for filmmakers. So, again, what a stroke of genius. And of course, there is a scene where Tyler Perry, Prince Harry, and our Princess Meghan were at the property that he extended an invitation for their safety after they left the United Kingdom. Tyler Perry to the rescue. A media mogul rescued a prince of the realm and the princess and their uh, young princely son. You just could not make up something like that. And of course, we all remember how Madeir rode up to that house up there in Canada. Harry, Meghan, grab your baby and come on. That's right. Madeir was sitting outside of that vacation home or that cabin, whatever you call it. Harry and Meghan heard that big Cadillac horn blowing, and they grabbed everything and ran outside and hopped in Medea's Cadillac, and then uh, went and hopped on Medea's jet and took off for Los Angeles. And there they stayed for 6 weeks until someone at the Kensington Palace, I suspect, leaked their location. But in the meantime, it was Tyler Perry's Medea Safe House. That's right, Medea's Safe House. Hello. uh, well, anyway. Okay, so full disclosure, I made this one, but I don't know who made this one, but this is hilarious. I actually like this one better than the one that I made because Medea with that big skillet in her hand, that just destroys me every time. I think that is hilarious. Hello. Now, I don't know where this comes from or where it originates. I'm imagining that it's AI, but it is adorable. You have the Lilybit doll, and you have the Archie doll. And as far as we know, they're both redheads. But it is cute. I don't know. I'm a little creeped out with dolls. I'm going to be honest with you. They creep me out just a little bit. I'm not terrified of them, but I guess the some of the weird movies and stuff like that has kind of ruined it for me. However, they are adorable. So, happy birthday, Prince Harry turns 40, which means that Prince Harry is about to get paid. He is about to get paid. Wait a minute, what is that? Leaked what by mistake? I don't know what that is. Hmm. Something was leaked by mistake? Oh, please tell me, what did I miss? Gail King leaked something by mistake. Okay, maybe I'll try to figure that out later. John Garcia says, thanks, Baron and Squatties, for the birthday wishes. I'll have my Neapolitan ice cream later today. It's 12:50 a.m. here in New York. You are so blessed to be in New York. I love New York. New York is just, I don't know what it is about New York. It just makes you feel like anything is possible. And that is the truth. I always have that feeling that anything is possible in New York. So um, that is a blessing. Again, happy birthday to you. I hope it's not like that either. Um, you know, I'm sorry, Junker. See, did I ring the bell for you? I think that Shannon leak was just to reinforce his manhood, if you know what I mean. I think he was trying to send a message. That's what I think. Oh, that leak. That leak. Okay, now that's the first I've heard that. That is the first that I've heard that. My goodness. So I was anxious about 30. I'm excited about 40. Being a dad is one of life's greatest joys and has only made me more driven and more committed to making this world a better place. And then over here it says this Sunday, 9/15/24, you're cordially invited to join the online international 40th birthday celebration of Prince Harry's life of service. Oh, that's going to be on the what? That is going to be on the Twitter. Oh, to be announced. The time is to be announced. Now, you guys, take a look here. The other brother. You know, I didn't really notice that title before, but what makes Prince William tick by his closest friends? I that is kind of a bit of a snarky gesture to refer to him as the other brother. I mean, of course, they do everything by rank, and I do look at him as being the other brother, but that the Sunday Times said what everybody else is thinking was extraordinary. Now, William turning 40 was a big fat nothing burger. Um, of course, Robert Jobson wrote one of those boring books about William. And when I say boring, I do mean boring. It was so boring. Let me just read a couple of the comments that were, let me see, Robert Jobson. Jobson. And you know, Robert Jobson is furious because he did not get a chance to do a Harry book. It would have been redundant seeing that Spare came out. Okay, so here are some of the negative comments. Not the most objective account. Interesting book, very illustrative, and the hierarchical system of the royals. Only speak when allowed. Do not have a personal opinion. Absurd criticism, even when it's unwarranted. The most worrisome. Do not speak out. The press owns the monarchy. Another comment says the author depends heavily on naming the brands and designers of the clothing and material items as well as the prices. If I could have given this half a star, I would have. I love it. Poor Robert Jobson. Reviewed in the United States. I'm sorry. Clearly, this author used William's face as a cover, but the book is about Harry and Meghan. The book is about Harry and Meghan. Apparently, William didn't live life until Harry married Meghan. Pass. That's what it says. Pass. Woo! Tell us how you really feel. Well, there you go. Now let me see the 2-star review. Unless you like reading about William and the royal family, I don't recommend this book. There's nothing in it you didn't already know. Another one says this book only covers a small part of William's life to date. It's good to hear about the relationship with Catherine, but there were other girlfriends that aren't mentioned in this book. The writer seems to go into much detail about things while missing out on a plethora of others. In other words, what toy baby George picked up in an Australian children's nursery? Really? No, not one. Not a good effort. Another one says boring. And it also goes on to say, not very well written. The chapters leap around all over the place, and there is a lot of repetition. All in all, very dull, hugely disappointing. Okay. Well, in case you were interested in buying that book, I hope that somebody said it wasn't interesting enough to keep my attention. I can only read part of it. Kind of boring. It seems kind of biased. Not sure this is a true picture of William's life. Somebody else says it's just a way to make some money. Another one, there's nothing new in the book. Okay. You know, as I've said several times, when they write these books, it is only a matter of record keeping. It's a way for the royals to have an official account of their lives. They send the task of writing the book or give the task of writing the book to a trusted royal reporter. Then they review the book. They check off the things that they don't like or don't agree with, and then they go back and rewrite the book again, and then it is sold to the public or anybody dumb enough to buy it. But they're using this as a matter of a permanent record about the lives of the royals. But they're very, very biased in favor of the royals. I actually had a live video called William the Spare. If I had forgot all about that. Broken brothers, they sure are. Vogue, check it out. Meghan Markle is the definition of Southern California style. Meghan Markle is many things: an actor, a mother, a Northwestern University alum, and a former working royal among them. But now she's adding defender of print media to that ever growing list. Markle stopped by the brand new Godmothers bookstore in Summerlin, California, the site of bottleneck traffic for anyone ever driving up the 101 North. Ahead of the opening last week, Godmothers, mind you, is no average indie bookstore. Is co-founded by former WME literary agent Jennifer Rudolph Walsh and Marco, Prince Harry, Oprah Winfrey, and Ted Sarandos were among the guests at the star-studded feat. So, but this is what I want to show. Oh, where is that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'll show you in just a moment. For the outing, the Duchess of Sussex looked the picture of Montecito mom. She wore a slouchy navy v-neck sweater with a pair of sailor pants, giving her outfit a certain nautical energy. Markle's accessory elevated her outfit from a casual errands look to a shining example of Santa Barbara style, low key and beachy, but extremely luxe. She opted for a incognito look and sun protection with an oversized woven straw bucket hat and a pair of Ray-Ban aviator glasses. She added a smattering of gold jewelry, including a Cartier love bracelet and a just ooh claw something necklace, and carried a black woven Bottega Veneta wallet and matching keychain from Anaya Heinmark that reads, "Take what you need. We need Meghan Markle's look in our closet stat." So you see that right there? Well, there's a red circle and you can barely see it, but in that red circle, there is some red hair. People magazine reported that Archie, Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet were all at the bookstore. The children were cropped out the photos, probably at the request of the parents. Internet sleuths are convinced that red hair is Prince Archie. So I don't know that the parents requested that the children were cropped out. That is a comment from someone on the internet. I do believe that because of the laws of California, where children are concerned, you are obliged to protect their privacy. Even the Daily Fail has had opportunities where they could have shown the children's faces and decided to blur them or to pixelate them for the sake of their privacy, which I believe is the very responsible thing to do. As they say, you don't want that smoke. Do not share pictures of other people's children. That is not only disrespectful, but in some places it is absolutely unlawful. Um, the idea that the public has a right to know and all that, forget all about that. Parents don't have an expectation of privacy in public, but children do. Also, morally, it is just irresponsible for someone to share photos of someone else's children. So, um, oh yeah, Holly Berry. Yeah, it's irresponsible to do something like that. If the rest of the royal family wants to do that, fine. But Archie and Lily are not in that situation. And you know, it makes me that much more appreciative of the fact that the Sussexes decided that they needed to flee for their safety. And of course, that also applies to their children. This keeps them safe. So I'm glad. I'm very glad. That is the Godmother's bookstore. Looks like an old barn or that Dutch gable look or whatever, but very handsome building. And take a look there. There's a photo of Meghan. If you look on the left, you can see her from a distance. So I cropped the photo and enlarged it so you can see her more clearly. Very cool. And of course, this is Harry and Meghan, and I believe those are the two founders of the bookstore. Harry looks very handsome in his outfit, casual yet smart. And of course, there is Oprah and Maria Shriver, and yeah, that's the founder lady. Yep. Well, if I'm ever in the California area there or Santa Barbara area, I am going to have to check this place out. Now, the good news, the Mail Online and Sun take X to US based workforce. That's right. They are taking an X to the workforce. Sounds to me like somebody's losing money hand over fist. Yes, that's right. Hand over fist. They are losing money and good riddance. The News UK and the DMGT, Daily Mail, whatever news group, are collectively axing scores of jobs in their American digital operation in a move which underlines the financial pressure on the industry. And that article is from Sky News. So, as you can see, I love using that image of the vulture as a reminder that there is soon to be a loss, a massive loss. Um, Okay. So it says the Mail Online and the Sun. Da, 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 da. The two of Britain's biggest newspaper publishers are taking an axe to their U.S. workforce, slashing scores of jobs in the latest evidence of mounting financial pressure across the media sector. Sky News has learned that News UK, the publishers of The Sun, and the DMGT owners of Daily Mail, this week announced sweeping internal restructuring in their digital operations on the other side of the Atlantic. A spokesperson for The Sun said the U.S. Sun has been an incredibly successful business, driving billions of page views. I don't think so. The Sun never pops up. You know what I'm saying? The Sun does not have as strong a presence, not even close to the fail. However, the digital landscape has experienced a seismic change in the last 12 months. We need to reset the strategy and resize the team to secure the long-term sustainable future for the Sun's business in the US. Y'all ain't got no business in the US. I mean, really, there are so many sources available for news. Even Apple has news, right? There's so many sources. You can only buy so many legacy newspapers and television stations and stuff. Television is shrinking, right? And news from traditional news agencies, in other words, newspapers and other print media, is dying a slow death. And it's not getting any better for them. They are all struggling over slices of an ever shrinking pie. especially among a certain age group, the younger people, they're getting their news from TikTok. They ain't got time to pay attention to that stuff. A spokesperson for Associated Newspaper, um, oh, yeah, for Associated Newspaper, the DMGT subsidiary, which publishes the Daily Mail, said in response to an inquiry from Sky News, we have made a small number of job cuts in some areas of the U.S. editorial department. This was a difficult but necessary decision, which will enable us to continue to invest in areas where we can grow our audience. The only thing that sustains them is a bunch of salacious news stories. Um, One of the things that I have noticed is that sometimes the Daily Mail is so quick to publish something that the grammar is all messed up, the spelling is off, and sometimes factually it's just plain no good. So it's just a matter of time before the Grim Reaper comes to claim the Sun and the Fail, the Sun and the Daily Mail. It's just a matter of time before the both those news groups are swallowed up and taken into the abyss, never to be seen or heard from again, I hope. And of course, as for Lord Nappyhead, one of the things I would like to see, you know what, if they would publish an account of his DNA, I would actually get a subscription for 1 year. I would buy a subscription for 1 year if I am allowed to witness the gathering of his DNA so we can find out once and for all whether the racially ambiguous owner of the Daily Mail is subject to the one drop rule. I think so. I think just one drop. Although I believe that it's more than a drop. I believe it's probably a bucket, 2 buckets, 2 pints. I don't know how many pints of blood the average person has in their body, but I'm going to guess that 20%, 30, 40, maybe even 50%. Maybe he's the one that's 43. You know what? I wonder if somebody found out he was 43% Nigerian. Yeah, that would be interesting, right? Yeah, he is suffering from a bit of the Tom Jones syndrome. I mean, you look at him and there's some little voice inside says, "Was it the milkman?" Anyway, as far as the Sun and the Mail is concerned, they are slowly slipping beneath the waves, and good riddance. Can't happen fast enough. This is Harry's territory. The Sun and the Mail has no place over here because we love Harry. Now, old Piranha Face, I got a sound bite from Piranha Face. It's like about 3 minutes long. I am going to play and then discuss. That's right. I'm going to play it and then we'll discuss it.
It's interesting reflecting on where Prince Harry is now. And he says he was anxious about turning 30, he's excited about turning 40. What do you make of where he's at?
Yeah, well, 30 was a difficult time for him. He had been in Afghanistan. He was pretty traumatized by all of that. He was having panic attacks. He broke up with his girlfriend, Krista Bonus, just before he was 30. It was a pretty miserable time for him. Now look at his life. He's got what he wanted. He's in America. He's with the woman he loves. He's got kids. He always wanted kids. He lives in the sunshine. Yes, he's had a massive rift with his family here, but I think he's put that pretty much to one side. And this has confirmed what I thought, his statement to the BBC, which is unusual in itself, I must say. His statement that he's very excited about the next decade. I think it's full of joy of being a parent, and it confirms what I thought, which is he's happy in his new life.
And in terms of what the couple set out to achieve in the United States, are they succeeding, do you think? Because obviously the narrative here is still very much focused on the rift.
The narrative here, in my view, has become extraordinarily petty. We seem to deride everything that Harry and Meghan do. And personally, I think that if Harry's going to reflect on his life at 40, maybe we should reflect on what we say about them. Because we don't have to mock everything they do and say and how they act. For example, in Colombia, Daniela was talking about that. I thought it was fantastic that someone with Harry's kind of platform stood up and said, hey, we've got to stop what's going on online with our children. Some of whom, the people he was with, were parents of a child who had been driven to suicide by the dark web. Thank goodness someone like that is using that platform to do good. And in his statement to you, he confirmed that that's what he wants to do in this coming decade, just do good in the world with the platform he has. And all credit to him.
And do you see that going?
Well, I think he will continue to campaign. They will continue to visit, I won't say tour, various countries highlighting issues they care about. That's what they want to do. They're pretty rich. Today, on Sunday, when he's 40, he will inherit more millions from his late grandmother and great-grandmother. So he's not short of a bob or two. So I think he can use that, as he says, to do good. And, we don't have to follow them. He doesn't invite a media party. In fact, he doesn't want the media, it seems, to go with him, just one or two reporters. So let's stop mocking them for saying it's a royal tour. They're just using their fame to do what they think will make the world, as Harry says, a better place.
So, you know what caught my notice? She said that he was going to inherit money from both his grandmother and his great-grandmother. Now, we know about the 8 million pounds or whatever it is from the Queen Mother. Do you mean to tell me that there was some more money coming from Queen Elizabeth II? Did I hear that correct? Because I thought I heard some more money. Hi, baby sis doll. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, more money. Sometimes I cannot stand this, what's her name? But sometimes she gets it right. She was the one who said that we cannot keep criticizing everything about Harry and Meghan and then telling people to back off of Kate Middleton. She said that doesn't work. On the one hand, we're saying back off Kate, and on the other hand, we're being overly critical of Meghan. So, like I said, sometimes she gets it right. It even makes me wonder if she has not decided on her own to try to save that institution from themselves, because so much of the leaking and briefing that is coming from Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace is quite detrimental to the firm. It does nothing to help their popularity. It does not. It's kind of like with Trump. During the debate, Donald Trump said some of the most ridiculous things that he himself does not believe. He doesn't care if people thinks that he's crazy. He doesn't care that he sounds unhinged. What he cares about is a solid support of about, I'm going to say 38 million people, or is it 38%? Yeah, I think it's 38% of the electorate. 38% of them are going to support him no matter what, which means that he has to convey enough lunacy and hatred to keep their interest, to keep the tinfoil hat brigade engaged. And then closer to election, he's going to sound more reasonable and acceptable, right? But everything he says and does is definitely calibrated to reach a certain sector of the population, but not all at the same time. In increments, he needs to reach those people. And I believe that that is the strategy of the palace, is that they want to keep the hardcore royalists engaged. And of course, a lot of the hardcore royalists are also very right wing and hateful. They're depending on the right wing for loyalty and support. It's as though they have given up on anyone who is casually okay with the monarchy. But trust me, they are doing polls and they know how far they can go and yet maintain the monarchy. And something has triggered them into doing all of the work that you see, especially considering Harry has this big trip to New York. And we all know that whenever there is a Sussex birthday, there is some big announcement. So tomorrow or the next day, we're going to find out that there has been a very generous contribution to something to do with Harry's birthday. There always is. So we'll just have to wait and see. But Harry is going to pop up somewhere or somehow. There's going to be some kind of release of something for his birthday. So I would say make sure you go on Sussex.com, check it a couple of times just to see that you haven't missed anything. But there's definitely going to be something brewing for our Harry's birthday. Oh, that 30 million pounds? I don't know because, of course, that will was secured. But I think that this is the first that I've heard about Harry getting money from the Queen. I knew about the Queen Mother. So I thought the amount was some 8 million pounds. But if he's getting money from the Queen and the Queen Mother, maybe he's getting a lot more than we expected. And of course, there is that possibility that Queen Elizabeth has made some adjustments to her will, considering that Harry and Meghan were chased out of the country. Ooh, yes, Mary H. Maybe that's what the fuss is about. Maybe that is what the fuss is about, is that there's money coming from more than one place for his 40th birthday. If it is true that the Queen was rather fond of Meghan, um, I there may be a huge amount of money that we have no information about. And then too, the Queen did meet Archie and Lilibet, and hopefully there was some money set aside for them. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. Yes, the possibilities are limitless. And I'm just going to let my imagination run away. Dan Wooten says, why attacks on Catherine over videos celebrating the end of cancer treatment are so wrong? She only defending William's marriage because Harry and Meghan made it necessary. The Daily Mail has cynically switched sides to the Sussexes and is now stoking vile negativity toward them. Is this the calls are coming out from inside the house 2024? Because according to Dan Wooten said it's much easier for them to blame anything uncomfortable on racism rather than address the fact that the negativity toward them is coming from inside of the royal family. Is that what he said? From within the royal family. So what are we supposed to believe? Was this correct then and this is supposed to be correct now? I don't know. But Sussex Soldier says, Dan exposing Kate? What he's saying is worse than what Richard Eden wrote. In other words, the video wasn't about cancer. It was about defending William's marriage. Doesn't that make it worse? Harry and Meghan made it necessary. What the flipping how? By holding each other's hand and kissing each other? And then number two, when the British media and the royal whatever, and the Rangers were making up stories about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage, spreading stories like 5 sources in California told me, pathological liar Lady C, that Prince Harry asked for a divorce months ago, right? And then Sussex Soldier goes on to say, number 3, Harry and Meghan didn't go and create a video saying it was about mental health, then promote their marriage. They ignored the nonsense, defend marriage. I didn't see love between Will and Kate. Haters always blaming Harry and his biracial wife, Meghan. Fake love from Kensington. Was that Cape Kensington Palace or something? But yeah, so good point. Excellent point. I don't know why people are turning on Kate, but again, notice that they'll turn on Kate, but they never turn on William. Kate is expendable. When there was the photo gate, Kate. It was another something, and they blamed Kate. Oh, who's the royal racist? Kate, not William. They were willing to sacrifice Kate to protect William. They always protect William. Kate is not essential. William is. So since they don't have Harry over there anymore, they can't blame certain things on Harry. They will sacrifice Kate Middleton. And maybe that is what the fuss was about. Maybe Kate got really upset because of what came out in the end game. And maybe that was something used to protect William. Don't know. But it's incredible. It's breathtaking that Kate can be blamed for several things, and William has never done anything wrong, ever. William is just very dutiful and misunderstood. Number 4, Dan is out for revenge, making things worse for Kate. He's blaming the Sussex squad for making him a YouTuber. For making him a YouTuber. And it looks like that he also, after Harry and Meghan hating Daily Fail for firing him. Of course, all of this is alleged, but I take the point and I understand what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on here. You know what? I'm going to say that there were a couple of photos that were interesting, but it's time to lose the beard. It's not working out. The Queen noticed that it wasn't working for him and did everything she could to avoid this. This looks ridiculous. And the global statesman, is he really looking up at the camera and holding the pen? Haven't you ever heard that expression? Let the camera find you. Why is he looking into the camera? This is so creepy, so cringy, so made up. That's why it's not working. He has been a part of that family long enough. He has been in front of the camera long enough to know better than this. This is ridiculous. Maybe he thought that this photo would be a magazine cover or something, but he looks ridiculous. He looks absolutely ridiculous. This doesn't work. It's not working, sweetie. It's not working. This is not working. He looks like he just woke up from a cardboard box nap. And somebody told him, you know, you look a lot like the Prince of Wales. How would you like to be a body double for him today? And we'll pay you back with a bottle of whiskey or something. And he's like, okay. Yeah, this looks like a bad body double. But the problem is, it's not a body double. It's William. He looks horrible. Yeah, he looks greasy, right? B. Thomas, he looks dirty and he looks greasy. He looks like he doesn't bathe. He really looks like he doesn't bathe. Not a good look for him. If you compare his 40th birthday to, what is he, 42, 43 now? I would go back to the clean shaven look. And whether he's clean shaven or bearded, I would recommend that he avoid smiling because he's just not that attractive and we're just not that into him. So, yes, sweetie, this is not working. Yeah, he does look like he's lost weight. He looks like somebody stuck a little pack of baking soda in the palm of his hand. Yeah, that's what he looks like somebody sent him some baking soda. And with that, you all, guess what? I am done. Not very long tonight. Don't forget, I did make a video earlier today. I hope you will check it out. It is the article from Brioni Gordon. Thank you, moderators, as usual, for keeping this a safe space. And I do look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Again, happy birthday to Joan Garcia. It is officially the 14th of September in my time zone. So happy birthday, many happy returns of the day. And yeah, and we're out. 1 hour, 16, 17 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. Let me see. Baron is hate doing that to bully him. You think so? I'm amazed at how strongly that they have come out against Kate. You guys, I am done, but if y'all are going to stick around for a minute, I did want to go back and review um something from yesterday. Yes, I think it was yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. I do want to review something from yesterday because I told you um, one of my hobbies. One of my hobbies is Kate Middleton, trying to get to the bottom of whatever this is that motivates stuff like this. Um, So I'm only going to go over some stuff that I shared yesterday. So if you need to get on with your sleep or whatever you need to do, I'm just going to go over a couple of things from yesterday. You know what? Do you know what? I do have something from Becky the Blob that I don't think I shared. So let me find Becky the Blob for effect. Where's Becky the Blob? There she blows. There she blows.
I mean, the royal family are definitely feeling their way in the social media age. You know, we have seen when it comes to royal communications, they have really upped their game in terms of the social media output, the videos they're doing. You'll notice now at the end of anything, both Buckingham Palace and Kensington does, they have a kind of fancy logo.
Yes.
You know, at the end, either Kensington Palace
looks a little bit like the Riviera Orchard one.
Oh, Joe.
It does. Yeah.
So they are getting more professional.
Did you hear that? They are upping their game. They are literally hijacking all of the style cues from Meghan. They are paying, I don't know how much money to that internet guy. What is his name? The one that works for them that came from CNBC. They're paying him all that money just so that they can copy off of everything that Meghan and Harry does. I want you to listen to that one more time because Becky the Blob made it very clear.
Upping their game. I mean, the royal family are definitely feeling their way in the social media age. You know, we have seen when it comes to royal communications, they have really upped their game in terms of the social media output, the videos they're doing. You'll notice now at the end of anything, both Buckingham Palace and Kensington does, they have a kind of fancy logo.
Yes.
You know, at the end, either Kensington Palace
looks a little bit like the Riviera Orchard one.
Oh, Joe.
It does. Yeah.
A little bit like the Riviera Orchard. A little bit like the Riviera Orchard. Every style cue that, in particular, Kensington Palace, every style cue comes directly from the Duchess of Sussex, whether it's the way Kate dresses or attempts to dress, whether it's the way William has dressed based on Meghan's eye when it comes to Harry. The videos that they make, they go to the beach, they're on a bench, they're in the park, whatever it is all a style cue from Meghan. Meghan. Meghan has done more for this family than anyone since Princess Diana. When it comes to the overall look of the family, Meghan has done more than anybody since Diana. I don't know who did what before Diana got there, but the two people, the two women that have changed that family forever. Meghan's legacy when it comes to the royal family is going to last a very long time. They are going to, um, I'm going to compare it to Jacqueline Kennedy. When Jacqueline Kennedy went to the White House, they did not have a curator. Any museum has a curator, especially an art gallery, an art museum. They have a curator, someone who keeps records and sets the pace for style and design. That was something the White House never had. It was usually up to the whims of the first family. And now, since Jacqueline Kennedy, the White House is treated like a museum. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but it is treated like a museum instead of like a very high class um, council housing or housing project. Well, when it comes to the royal family, Meghan's eye, Meghan's flair and style, her casual chic has become a trend for that family. And it hasn't been like that since Princess Diana. Princess Diana was the first person in that family who could make casual pieces look very, very good. Meghan has taken it into a whole nother stratosphere. And everything Will and Kate does, especially aesthetically, should I say aesthetically, they look to Meghan. When it comes to doing their royal tours, well, it's right back to the 50s with grandma and grandpa. But otherwise, they're all about the Sussexes. Um, and they just admitted it. They literally just admitted exactly what I just said. That is an admission that Meghan has set the pace when it comes to the style, when it comes to the look for that family. Now, let me go to this one. Um, let me see here. Oh, you know what? I forgot about something.
No more than we do. But
The minister of hacks. The minister of hacks. I forgot all about that guy. I meant to share that with you, and I didn't. So let me get this set up first. Oh Lord, I tell you, the older I get, I almost forgot about the minister of hacks. He's on what do you call it? He's on TikTok. Oh, come on, minister of hacks. Minister of hacks. Totally forgot about him. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this from the wrong place. Let me try this. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Delete. Delete. Nope, that's not it. Wait. Okay, I just want to make sure I do this properly. Oh, and by the way, thank you, Terry H. Lee Thompson. That's that creep I was thinking about. The one they paying all that money to make everything look aesthetically like Harry and Meghan. Okay, ready? Here goes.
In this whole Kate video debacle, guys, just remember one thing: the press know more than we do. But before we jump into this, you know the score. Comments are open. Would love your opinion. And actually, this headline here is the second version of this article. So the first headline referred to Richard Eden speaking to one of King Charles's closest friends, and that person describing the video as deeply unregal. The headline is now edited to say, what Palace insiders tell me about Kate's manipulative film. What do they mean by the word manipulative? Are they possibly suggesting that Kate's illness was a lot less serious than the video and the Disney-style quality film portrays? I think there's a huge chance of that. Genuinely, I think there's a huge chance that other people see her condition as being less serious and quite a common thing for people and families to go through in the UK. Not to demean the seriousness of any type of this disease, but other people could see it as less serious. And the videos, cancer bench videos on the beach, and the latest, seem to be increasing the level of drama for what, in their opinion, is a relatively unserious illness. Concerns about the Wales' PR direction. Well, I'll tell you what, this video has changed their direction completely. They either keep up this level of Hollywood-style production, which I don't think is achievable, or they default back to the normal tweets, which don't give us any information, and the criticism will continue to roll in. Have a brilliant Friday. The weekend's in sight. You are a winner.
Okay, so there you go. That I meant to share with you earlier. The Minister of Hacks. This pile-on with Kate, you realize that at first this was happening outside of the Royal Rota. Now it is happening inside of the Royal Rota, inside of the British media. Very different from what happened. A matter of fact, you guys, I didn't get a chance to see Claire Kane because, you know, she puts together some brilliant videos, and a lot of it is the TikTokers that I don't normally see. So I could really use a Claire Kane right now. Hopefully she'll have a video tomorrow. She may have had one today and I just didn't see it, but there is a lot on the TikTok that I miss, that we miss. So just so you know. All right, so let me get to Camilla Tominey and this guy. This guy right here, it makes me wonder, did she invite him to say the things that she wants to say, but she doesn't want to be the one to say it? And as I said before, it just seems to me as though the tabloids the tabloids or somebody is trying to send a message to Kensington Palace, and they're using the media to do it. And I believe they're hoping that the shock of these very critical attacks will be what snaps them out of it. Now, to avoid the wrath of William, they're going after Kate. They really mean William, because William is the one signing off on this nonsense. But they're targeting Kate to try to tell William to knock it off and stop doing these videos. And so Camilla Tominey, do you guys think I'm right or wrong? Just let me know, because I'm thinking Camilla Tominey has been recruited by someone to have this guy on, and she will sit up there and tell jokes and distract and everything to make it seem like she's loyal to Kensington Palace, to William. And this guy gets to be the bad cop. So this is good cop, bad cop. Camilla Tominey is the good cop when it comes to the palace, because she is distracting and going after the Sussexes, right? But in reality, she invited this guy to do the heavy lifting. That way she doesn't have to look like the mean one. So that's what I think. That's why I keep going back to this, because I feel like there is a message there. I feel like they're really trying to talk to William, not Kate, because everybody's afraid of William. And so they are doing the best they can to say, you're about to blow it, and stop making these stupid videos.
The problem I have anyway is, yes, you mentioned those moments when we've seen them being affectionate before, but that was genuine and spontaneous. This looked like it was scripted. It made me feel uncomfortable because I felt as though it was kind of put on. It didn't seem natural. So
is it a bit too Sussex-ish?
Yeah. So I think that look, they're almost trying to out Sussex the Sussexes, aren't they? Which is not a good place for them to be.
I mean, to be fair, this doesn't look out of place in comparison to Oprah Winfrey and Netflix.
Yeah.
Does it? And Spare, this is like, oh my goodness, by comparison. Beyonce's just texted, this looks quite reserved.
Yeah. But the problem I have anyway is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the problem I have anyway is, yes.
That's one. Let me get to the other one.
Looks quite reserved. Harry and Meghan, though, wonder what they're thinking in Montecito. Wonder what Meghan is saying to Harry. Oh my God, if we had produced this video, we would have been castigated by the British media. It's so unfair how William and Kate are treated so differently to you and me, Harry. Wouldn't she?
She might.
Because we would have castigated them if they had produced this.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm not going to do a Prince Harry impression.
Oh, go on.
No, sorry. But because it would involve probably him swearing at me, which is my...
yes.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Meghan. We'll do our own video in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think that they don't want to be trying to outdo the Sussexes. You know, their strength is that they should be above all that. They shouldn't be trying to be this sort of Instagram, perfection. I go back to my original point. I know, but
I appeal to the youngsters.
I know, but I go back to my original point. If it's about cancer, why is she not using that platform to A, thank the people who've treated her by showing them, and B, show people that, look, I've been through what you may be going through. Here's me, whether it's just her taking a tablet or whatever, just something that shows you that she has been through this, rather than here's me walking through a wheat field looking like the perfect family.
We'll get on to reader responses in just a moment. One Gen Zer, my 50, this looks quite reserved.
Okay, I got one more.
If it's about cancer, why is she not using that platform to A, thank the people who've treated her by showing them, and B, show people that, look, I've been through what you may be going through. Here's me, whether it's just her taking a tablet or whatever, just something that shows you that she has been through this, rather than here's me walking through a wheat field looking like the perfect family.
We'll get on
point. If it's about cancer, why is she not using that platform to A?
Okay, so it overlaps a bit, right? There's a little bit of an overlap, but this guy is saying what needs to be said. And to me, I think she is just facilitating the comments that he's making that she does not want to say herself. But point taken. The truck stop waitress in Another Life, or Timu, the Timu model in Another Life, presently a journalist of some stripe, if you call that journalism. She is being very deliberate with this interview with this guy or this conversation because they want the Cambridges, the Waleses to stop. They've already made a video that made them late for the coronation. They had the on the bench video, which looked like AI. That video was a disaster. It was effective because it stopped people asking, where's Kate Middleton? But it was a disaster because it was yet another occasion where it looks like AI was at play. Do you know that no filmmaker was listed as being part of that production? There's no name associated with it other than the BBC. And we don't know whether it was actually made outdoors or if it was made indoors. It looks like AI. So with that, it's another miss. And they keep doing this. The body double at the farmer's market, another big mistake. It has been one mistake after the other. These are not Buckingham Palace mistakes. This is a very amateurish Kensington Palace mistake. And Lee Thompson probably needs to resign. He needs to go. They need to get rid of him. They should have someone take the fall and then pretend as though they were responsible for these mistakes. But the true culprit is William, because William is given the green light. He is writing the checks, or however they're paying these people to make these Hollywood productions. They are convinced that these videos are going to win over the young people, that they are going to be popular on social media. It's just like that day when they went to Wales and William said that somebody was touching his behind, right? Who's grabbing my butt? That was supposed to be, well, my bum. That was supposed to be a big TikTok viral thing. And it was a big sour note. Okay, that was a failure. The other one was when he said something about aubergine or eggplant, whatever he said. They were hoping that that was going to be a big viral moment. It too fell flat. They are doing this deliberately. They want to be big viral moments. And the sad thing is, the only thing that gets them noticed is when they talk about cancer. It takes a disease to get people's attention. All of the hugging and the smooching and all of the other stuff that they're doing, the bad, ridiculous jokes, none of that is helping their case. What I don't understand is, why is this so important to them? You are going to be king. When your daddy die, you are going to have everybody in the world looking at you put that crown on your head. If I was him, I'd just wait, because he's not going to win this style contest against Harry and Meghan. It's impossible. That is not their strong suit. Even years ago, when they were younger and more attractive, one of the reporters said, when they went on the tour of the US, I'm talking like, what was it, 2012, whatever it was, they said you could not cobble a personality between the two of them. NBC cut back on their coverage of their wedding, citing the idea that there wasn't much interest. And yet, William, vain, arrogant, obnoxious William, keeps cutting checks and paying people to do the impossible. I honestly, and I'm not trying to be funny, I honestly do not understand why this is so important to them. It makes no sense. And Professor Tim Wilson, he said that the people at Kensington Palace are doing them a disservice, meaning save your money, boo, because nobody's buying it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. As they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and getting the exact same results. It's one flop after the other. The other thing is stop announcing who you are and what you're doing. Do it. Don't make these. Whose idea, I guess it's Williams, these press releases about your intentions? And it did not start with Meghan. It started with Kate and the keening season. Kate is always keen to do something. Both of them, they're always keen to do something. They make a big announcement and nothing happens. I need to be on the other end of that. I want to make some of that money that they get in that Kensington Palace for doing absolutely the worst. Yeah, karma is in place, and they're not paying attention. Karma turned William into a spare. Hello, karma turned William into the spare. This proves they are well aware of how cruel they've been toward Harry and Meghan. Yes, Lavender, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just like with Victoria Newton when she said that she called the palace to see how is she? She called Kensington Palace to see how Kate is doing. Meaning that the relationship is so connected that literally she has been a mouthpiece there to defend Kate Middleton. Victoria Newton has nothing to say when Meghan is being maligned and abused on social media and in the press. But when people started going after Kate Middleton, she was like, stop the music, stop the music. Hold on, wait a minute. This can't be. This simply can't be. It says that you're okay with abusing Meghan, but if somebody looks sideways at Kate, then you are going to stop the presses and put a big headline, back off Kate, leave Kate alone. And again, it was Jeannie Bond who said that you cannot tell people or expect people to lay off Kate and still attack Meghan. So I think Jeannie Bond, in her own twisted, shady way, is trying to save the institution from itself. The real problem is not Buckingham Palace, although a lot of the negativity is coming from Camilla. But the worst of it, the more what's detriment. Okay, when I say the real problem, what's detrimental to the institution, all of that is coming from Kensington Palace. It has been one misstep after the other. And it all goes back to William, because William is the only voice that matters at Kensington Palace, whether he is physically there or not. But if there's something that's coming out of their office, William is the one who is given the okay. And even worse, he's probably not even involved from day to day. He just tells them what to do, or they tell him, is that okay? He says yes. And next thing you know, it has been another epic failure. They were trying to teach Harry and Meghan a lesson when they went on the Caribbean tour. That was supposed to put the Sussexes in their place. But since the Caribbean, Harry and Meghan has had not one, but two highly successful tours. And that's not even considering 2 Invictus games. And of course, the countdown. Actually, they had 2 countdown to Invictus games. They had one in Canada already. They had the one in Dusseldorf. Remember when they had the one in Dusseldorf where they went to the town hall and all those people were out there? Not a royal tour, not even a tour, but it was highly successful. They don't put a foot wrong. There has not been one single engagement where they have made a mistake. The only thing that's problematic for them is the amount of spin that takes place for every little thing. They will find something that they can hitch their wagon to and then talk about it for the next week. Right? That's unavoidable. That's going to happen. But whereas the Sussexes are concerned, they have not put a foot wrong. It is Will and Kate that make one mistake after the other. Boston was ridiculous. William in New York was a big failure. The Caribbean tour was a failure. And Singapore, was it Singapore? We don't know enough about that to know how terrible that had gone, but that's the problem, is we don't know anything about it. There was no eyes on it whatsoever. So and let us not forget Kate going to Denmark. That was an epic failure. She was late getting there. The courtiers went to Denmark trying to boss around the press, and the press retaliated by running photos untouched, unedited of Kate Middleton's face, right? Looking old and haggard. There was no clear definition or reason for her to be there. And then very clumsily, she started walking in front of the Queen of Denmark, not Queen Mary, the old lady, walking in front of her. What is her name? Marguerite or whatever. She walked right in front of her. That is a breach of protocol. And she did it. So that was a failure. They have not had a success at all. They have not had a successful tour. The last time they had a success was years ago. And if you want to call boring a success, then it was okay. Boring. But I'm just saying, the Sussexes have not put a foot wrong. They have not let down themselves. They have not let down the millions of people that support them, and they have not let down Queen Elizabeth II. Everything that they were when the Queen was alive, when the Queen gave consent for their wedding, everything they have maintained. Now, there are some people that'll say that the book and the interview, which I simply will call self-defense, because they were getting attacked viciously, mostly from Kensington Palace, also from Clarence House and Buckingham Palace. So they had to do something. But aside from that, and I don't even think that was wrong, I think that was necessary. That was necessitated by the constant ongoing attacks. So because they wouldn't leave them alone, they got a docuseries, they got a book. You could even throw in the archetypes. There was a couple of magazine interviews like The Cut that they asked for, right? Harry didn't even have a proper book tour. A book tour goes on and on. Harry made 3 television appearances and did 1 interview with Briony Gordon, and that was it. That was it for the book tour. It wasn't even a proper book tour. And even with that, they started this whole thing about, oh, Harry did not invite Meghan because he didn't want her to take attention away from his book or away from him. He didn't have a book tour. 1 trip to New York, and 2, whatever it was, in LA, and that was it. Stephen Colbert, what's his name? The white hair. At Good Morning America. You had those 3 occasions, and he was done, which, of course, Stephen Colbert was absolutely brilliant. I wonder if things would go better for William and Kate if they stopped trying so hard. Because if they just give up and stop trying, they couldn't do any worse. Anderson Cooper, thank you. They couldn't possibly do any worse, but all of this effort is destroying them. It's embarrassing. And I believe one of the reasons why things went so terribly wrong with Kate is because William probably views her illness as a sign of weakness, and that it contradicts or counters the whole superiority thing that they have or they are trying to achieve over the Sussexes, because it makes them look weak. And the only reason why it makes them look weak is because of the poor rollout, the poor planning, and the lack of information. Or maybe they're just stupid. Maybe they're just plain stupid. But like I said, I am not through with this. I am going to see it to its logical or illogical end, whichever comes first. But I ain't through with it, because there's something inconsistent that's going on. I like to know what it is. I like to know what it is. But none of it makes sense. I think that Kensington Palace had to relinquish control over their PR to Buckingham Palace. Now they're taking over it again, and they're still making very dumb mistakes, unnecessary mistakes. And reputation wise, they're paying big time. It's not going to end the monarchy. It's not going to prevent William from being king, but it's just embarrassing. And it only bolsters the image of the Sussexes. It's running counter to what they're trying to do. They're trying to tear down Harry and Meghan, but they're only making them look stronger. Because people know quality when they see it. People know capable when they see it. And they know it looks stupid. And William and Kate are complete failures when it comes to PR. It makes me wonder, what is the purpose of the staff? Unless they got it in for them. That would make sense. Good night, Sonia Johnson. Yeah, thank you, Lady Rose. We have a lot to look forward to. We got the polo, we got the lifestyle show, the ARO. We got a lot to look forward to. So we still got what, 3-4 months left this year? We got a lot to look forward to. So hang in there and let's enjoy the ride. Let us enjoy the ride. And we still got New York to look forward to. Gonna be a big week. I'm looking forward to it. The week is gonna be so big. William decided to stay home. William decided it was better to stay home. And you know what? That was a very wise decision. He should consider doing that more often. It will save him the humiliation of being William. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you very much. God bless. And I will see you all tomorrow. Let me find something to play us out. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you, Mary H. Brave enough to tell him anything. Not even Charles. Only the Queen could handle William. Hear, hear. Yeah. You don't take someone else on your book tour, even if it's not really a book tour. Oh, Robert Collins is here. Hey, Robert Collins, thank you for joining us. Well, grazie, ciao, and prego. Yeah, lots of prego. You know, Tessa Dunlap, she was on earlier today, and she said a couple of things that kind of rattled their cage a bit about, because, you know, I only saw a clip that someone posted. They were saying that the Sussexes are only interested in money and that they're trading on their titles. And Tessa Dunlap said that William and Kate have just inherited $1 billion fortune. And her point is, even if that was the case, it's easy for you to defend Will and Kate because they don't have money issues. They don't have money issues. And I'm just going to throw in there, they don't have to pay for security for their family. Everything is provided for them. They don't have a struggle. They don't have to secure a generational wealth for their family. That is a given, that they are going to get money. When William becomes king, he literally closes the book on one duchy and opens up the other. he leaves $1 billion fortune and goes over to another. They have no money issues. But the Sussexes, not exactly starting from scratch, but one thing that you should know is that security for the Sussexes is upwards of $3 million a year. So there's 3 million or more that they have to pay to secure their home and their children and each other. That's what they're paying for security. The rest of the family, there is no amount given for the under the guise of security. There is no amount mentioned for Charles or for William or Kate or for Godzilla. The only payments that you hear about is that for Andrew, for obvious reasons, and perhaps for Camilla's children whenever that applies. But there is no mention of security for the rest of them, which is why Republic says that the amount of money that they claim the royal family receives from the sovereign grant is far greater, more than double the amount that they admit to, because of security. If the Sussexes are paying, let's say, $3 to $5 million a year for security, how much do you think the royal family is paying? And before you try to come up with a figure, just counting the individuals, don't forget there is the overwhelming presence of security for, things like parades or whatever. And then there's also the portfolio of properties that are protected around the clock, whether or not they're home, right? That's also security. And it's expensive. So they're paying way more money than the sovereign grant. But Harry and Meghan, whatever they're doing, I cannot wait until somebody says, they're billionaires. That's when I can let my shoulders down, when I find out they're billionaires. Until then, I'm going to be just a little anxious. But when I find out they're billionaires, then I'll relax. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, but you're assuming that William is in charge of his own duchy. William is not hands-on with the Duchy of Cornwall, and he won't be hands-on with the Duchy of Lancaster. William is going to depend on people to tell him what they want him to know. So yeah, George won't be old enough to manage the duchy. That will still fall under William. But there's going to be some trustee that is going to do part of the work or part of the management. But like I said, either way, William is not doing anything. William does not manage anything. He barely manages to show up for work. Everything that happens is what's handed to him. That's why they didn't like the Sussexes, because they were managing their time. They were involved in anything with their name on it. William and Kate show up. They show up, they hand them a binder, and then they go home. They're done. Right? Okay, I'm talking too much. I gotta go. Yeah, spying on the Sussex is expensive. It's a charmed life, though. I'm not just saying it. I really do believe that William and Kate do not work. They show up. They show up. William is going to trust everyone around him because he don't want to think for himself. I could not imagine him actually involved in something. The way that Harry, almost without effort, can explain things that he's involved with. I have never heard William explain something. The last time I heard him explain something is when he was talking about the pandemic and how people were overreacting. And every time somebody coughed, they all get panicked. That's the only thing I've ever heard him explain. And how did that work out? Letitia Malone, thank you so much. You're in South Korea. Wow, that's impressive. You know, I hope Charles survives for a long time. I really do. We're not ready. It's going to be interesting. Lord knows it'll be some good material for me whenever William gets on the throne, but I'm not in a hurry. Not if it means, he'll be in charge. That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I mean, he has the Duchy of Cornwall. He's supposed to be building some houses, but I think his job title is global statesman. Global statesman, eco warrior. What else? Environmentalist, something like that. But yeah, that's his job. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sitting up here looking at the social media. All right, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow or later. Let me see. What am I going to play out? Oh, let's keep it simple. Ginger Avenger.